All right. We are here joined by Washington State women's soccer head coach Todd Shulenberger for his press conference. Thanks for joining. Media, if you have a question, please use the raise hand feature and we will give you permission to speak and you can ask the question to coach. With that, we will get started. 2022 regular season wrapped up. Yesterday was National Signing Day, signed 8 new kids for the incoming class next season. Coach, maybe you can just start with an opening remark on this season and then even the class.
Well, we'll start with the season. It was disappointing, unexpected, I would say. Soccer's a cruel game sometimes, but there's no excuses by any means. We didn't put the ball in the back of the net enough, and we shot ourselves in the foot on occasion. So good eye-opening experience, good chance to reset the button. This program is not defined on one off season, that's for sure. With the returners coming back that we're so excited about and this tremendous class yesterday, Coug soccer will be fine, and we look forward to taking our next step here after the holidays.
And maybe you can just speak for a minute in particular to that group of seniors that you are having to say goodbye to, but Mick, Sydney Studer, some kid, Keelan McClin, people who were part of the College Cup run and really have been veterans. I mean, Micaiah played 92 games here at WSU. So could you just sort of speak to that class and their talent?
Yeah, what a great class. As you mentioned, Mick and Key, they've been here from day one. So is Rosie, so is Aleli. Studer transferred in. Big part of our run, our success here, big part of the foundation and growth of this program, both on the field and off the field. It was an honor to coach those young ladies. They gave everything they had. A couple of those will have a career in soccer moving forward. But everything they did here for a Washington State athlete and a student was nothing more than first class. And we're very grateful for having them and having a chance to coach those young ladies.
And you mentioned that, you also have a pretty talented group of people returning next year. And one of those being Margie Detruzio. She was named to the All Pac-12 second team, Lily Boyden, All Pac-12 freshman team. Maybe you can just speak also to the group of people coming back and, like you said, not being defined by one off season.
Yeah, we basically get our whole offense back, which is tremendous. I mean, we didn't mention Grayson there. Grayson is going to break out. There's no doubt about it, in a good way. Nobody hit the crossbar post more than that young lady this year. So she will respond and rebound. I know that for sure. What a great year Margie did. There's no doubt about it. Margie carried the load from a goal scoring perspective. Really has gotten better on the ball, has gotten better running at people, and just is really finding her niche in front of goal. So really great season by Margie. Lily was a great rookie season. That's 2 years in a row now. We had some of the best rookies in the conference, so that's positive. And then, others like Bree McReynolds, who had a couple key goals that will come back and fire away too. So, we lose some great young ladies that were key to our run that will be hard to replace. We're confident we have those next people in line and the growth of our team. But when you get what are we, top 5 in America in shots on goal, probably, which is good yet bad. You get all those kids back. That's fun to be excited about moving forward.
Yeah, and maybe sort of a good natural transition into this signing day class. You had yesterday 8 new Cougs joining the program. Maybe just speak sort of at large about that group of people. Pretty good geographic spread, keeping the local talent, really going out nationally too, and exceptional at club and high school level.
Yeah, we get the brand to make this work. We've got the connections across the country, and we, again, as we've expanded our regional, national base, start with Reagan, who was, what's better than National Player of the Year and All-American and Reagan. So we're excited about Reagan coming in. Leah's coming in as a goalkeeper, been on the national team with Jamaica, so she's going to help add more depth in our goalkeeping role and really push the goalkeepers that have been nothing but fantastic here. Naomi also comes from the same club as Reagan in Denver. Denver's a big hotbed, and Naomi's a late bloomer, but a great goal scorer we're excited about. Elliot, who now lives in Idaho, was Idaho Player of the Year, is formerly from the state of Washington, which was one of the best kids in Washington. Another great goal scorer there. We feel like one of our sleepers is maybe Natalie from Arizona, another offensive weapon that we found years ago. We're excited about. Megan Santa Cruz, to me, reminds me a lot of Makome Gomera Stevens we had back in the day, that tacky mid that's going to be great on the ball, that will sit nicely in there beside Reagan. So we're excited about Megan. Helena Watts, we brought her all the way from Atlanta, a great individual defender, one of the top clubs in Atlanta, plays for Coach Iggy over there, and we're excited to add her to the West Coast. And then Georgia, her grandfather was an ex-football coach here, and Georgia is a late bloomer as well in my eyes, a defender from Idaho that we're really excited about. So we've crossed the needs across the board, on the field and off. Each position, we're deeper, we're more athletic, and again, it's going to be exciting moving forward here.
I wanted to give media the opportunity to jump in here. If you have a question, please feel free to use the raise hand emoji, and we will give you access to ask any question. In the meantime, Coach, I just wanted to say, you said, you sort of had your needs met across the field in where you thought you needed to get talent. As a whole, what do you envision this offseason looking like? What's the focus, trying to really integrate those freshmen and this talented group that you're going to be bringing back?
Well, we got to continue to be positive here. We got to continue to keep our foot on the gas when it comes to our offensive production. Now we got to get the final piece. So we got to get better in front of goal. We got to get better technically. We got to look in the mirror from my standpoint, what I need to do better for this group, what our assistant coaches need to do better, and what these players do. I think, my opinion, we've got to get better in the midfield for sure. And I think we're going to train our midfielders here to get better. We got players coming in that's going to help us get better. The talent's there in the back. Talent's definitely there in the net. We just got to grow in this midfield area, which I think then will take some pressure off our forwards. So a lot of growth, a lot of attacking-minded stuff. But again, just getting these young ladies comfortable in our 18-yard box so we can do a better job putting the ball in the net.
Thanks. And any downtime here? Are you going to get anywhere warm? Take some time off and disconnect it all, or is it just back to the grind for you? It's
back to the grind. I mean, we're out recruiting. The staff's going to Phoenix this weekend, so we're excited about that. There's a bunch of tournaments, recruiting time. I mean, it's what you sign up for, whether you're winning or you have an off year. You'll make time for downtime when it fits, but right now we're back on the trail and looking for future recruits.
Thanks, Coach. One last opportunity to media. Any questions? All right, we have one. Brinkley, I've just given you permission. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question.
Hi there. I was wondering if when you were starting to recruit this class, were you targeting it towards people that you wanted in the front, people that you strong scorers?
We recruited based on our needs with depth and graduation that we had. So it's not that we overdid the forwards or underdid the forwards. It's based on, what we need at the time and positional needs that are going to be opened up. I mean, you're replacing arguably the best center back has ever played here in Makai Menace. So that's not going to be an easy task. So we feel like we have that young lady that's already here that didn't even play this year. So Kiki, we're excited to throw her in there, and Lexi, and we still got Bridget coming back. So then you lose Cindy Studer in the midfield / back line. And Akila's an outside back. I mean, Alayli's attacking mid. So really, it's players we lost. This recruiting goes years in advance. It's not based on just what just happened in the current time.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all for me.
Thanks, Brinkley. Sam, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. So I guess how big of a factor did the recent string of National Women's Soccer League athletes that have come from Wazoo play in your recruiting pitch?
Oh, it helps a lot. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we're one of the top, teams in the country as far as putting recruits in the game. So, excuse me again. So we're excited. It does a great job, and we're pleased for where we're at with that.
And I guess, are there any efforts or plans to bring any of those athletes back to Pullman next season or during the off season?
Current pros, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Morgan always shows up. Elise will show up, and we don't necessarily bring them back by design, but they'll be back for sure.
Sweet. And then is there any underrated or just, I guess, unheralded approach in practice that you plan to implement, or anything new that you plan to do in practice to help you, succeed where you didn't this year?
Yeah, I mean, we got to revamp everything. We got to look in the mirror. I have to look in the mirror. The program has to look in the mirror. The players. I mean, it's been 7 great years here. It's a streak that's, I don't know if it'll be beat again, what we did. So that's okay. It's only makes you hungrier. No doubt about it. When you eat some humble pie like we are right now, we will look in the mirror. It starts with me. It will work our way down the assistants, right into the players. And yeah, we plan on changing a lot of stuff here. It's not out of panic. It's just the reality where we're at. When things don't go your way, you got to take a re-look in the mirror. And I'm excited about that challenge because quite honestly, we every year have found success there, and we still could have got in the last moment, and maybe we wouldn't have looked at this as much. Now the reality is we didn't get in the tournament, so now we really can dig in. So 100%, it's not a panic. It's not going to be necessarily a player change. It's going to be a reality of we're going to dig in our program and see what we can make better here.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
And with that, we'll thank you, Coach, for your time and let you get to it. Have a great day. Thanks, everyone.